All right, now we're getting down to limiter number 4. And here we're going to describe that limiter as economy. Another way we put it would be mechanical efficiency. So here, basically, when we do the cardiometabolic exercise profile, we're going to compare the individual's actual VO2 relative to the predicted value. It's a formula that's used to predict the VO2 based off of, in this case on the bike, power output. If it was run, we'd be basing that off of a run incline equation to determine an estimated VO2. So when we can look at how much oxygen that individual is actually using relative to what we predicted, we can make some kind of recommendation related to how economical they are at moving forward, whether it be running, cycling, climbing, whatever. So that's a key marker and something that an individual can work on, specifically if it's a weak point for an endurance athlete. They're going to spend a little more time perhaps in the weight room working on core exercises as well, and probably more impactfully spending more time either running or cycling, what have you. There are drills and different types of workouts that can be geared towards economy. What we're really looking for is an adaptation in the muscle's ability to fire, the sequencing, just the positioning, form, all those things go together to create an ability to move the power up or the speed up without necessarily using more of the VO2 or the energy. So that's economy, very important. We can work on that all the time, but if it's a limiter, obviously we want to put in some specific things to address that issue. If you're looking at health and fitness, economy can be a negative. For example, a walker who walks all the time, same effort level, but walks pretty fast because they've been doing it every day for years and years and years. What we see is they can become very economical here, but not necessarily be using much oxygen to do that. So they're burning less calories because they're so economical. That's why it's so important to mix up your routines and your exercise type if you're trying to burn more calories and continue to increase your metabolic fitness. So if we look over, in this case, we're looking at the bike, CMP on the bike. We can track how their power relative to their VO2 is changing. And here's where we're looking at that power output and economy. So we're tracking, in this case, on the bike, power to weight ratio. We'll talk about body composition here in a little bit. And then we're obviously looking at the threshold wattage. And here over on the right, we're comparing at that threshold how much energy is used predicted wise and then what the actual is. So here in this case, we're looking at a pretty efficient individual because they're using less energy than we would have predicted. So they're able to generate more power, less energy. So we also have another type of score that's similar in its calculation, but we're trying to define the level of efficiency here, and they call this gross efficiency at 24%. Good things to track. Different ways of training will impact your economy differently necessarily than maybe the metabolic fitness. So you may have a strength in one area, but a weakness over here in economy. And we can definitely work on things to improve that economical movement pattern type scenario.